Hi, good day everyone. So today I'm surrounded by plants and I'm also wearing green, yeah. So it's plant day today. And I would also like to show some of the moss that I collected one day and then more moss the next day. So I'd like to think that they saw me and my plants living inside and they were like, "Oh, I want to live there, please adopt me." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll adopt you." So they literally just fell from the roof outside, and when I see them when I open the door, I'm like, "Oh, okay, let's bring you inside." So what I do with moss is, I place them in water, and after a few days or so, I place them with my other plants. Hopefully, it's a mutually beneficial relationship that they all share each other's resources instead of getting from each other. So it's autumn here in the UK, and things are getting very cold. I'm placing all my plants inside. I'm not too sure how they will survive if I leave them outside. Although my neighbors just leave everything outside. Like, okay, I will try to do that next season, but for now, I'd rather just make sure that everyone's alive and well inside the house with proper heating, including me. Yeah, including for myself. Yeah, so hopefully everybody's okay. By the way, so those are some of the plants. Many of them I just got from people who would like to, yeah, give their baby seedlings away. The tallest one at the back is actually from a lemon seed. So I just tried planting lemon for kicks, and well, will you look at that? It it grew. So okay, it's thriving. I'm looking forward to actual lemons next week, next year rather. Yeah. So this is just a quick video because um, I'd like to, yeah, as I'm sharing all of these, I'd like to encourage everyone to not just survive but to thrive. You may have heard of that saying before. Survive means barely living, right? Just making sure that you're alive, and thriving is beyond that. Thriving is living with actual fulfillment, with actual purpose, with actual satisfaction. Being happy not just for ourselves but for the people around us. Helping not just ourselves but everyone else. So many of us are just in survival mode, and some are even just in destructive mode, like, I couldn't care less, I'd rather just die and end this suffering. Or yeah, either they hate their life or they just don't care either way. And I think that would be a waste because, knowing that our life here is precious, knowing that our time here is limited, wouldn't you want to make the most of every moment? And interestingly, yeah, whether you believe that, our time here is short, or whether you believe that we are actually eternal and our bodies would die but our soul still lives, either way, we can all agree that, why not make the most of it? Why not make the most of every opportunity of every day, right? That we are here. Why don't we see the opportunity in every day, the good thing in everything, right? Because, okay, definitely there are awful things, there are bad things, but there are also good things, right? So why don't we focus on what is good and continue contributing to what is good, right? So why did I start with these moss? Because, okay, so they fell on the ground. They may or may not have lived outside the house, but maybe when I'm choosing to get them and trying to give them a better life, hopefully they will not just be in survival mode, but they will live better lives, right? So, hope that we can do that, not just for the people around us but also for ourselves. uh, Definitely it's easier said than done, right? I mean, we all have different circumstances. Maybe we don't have enough money, maybe we don't have enough time, maybe there's no friend or family near us to love us or give us support. I totally understand. I've been there, and sometimes these bad timing that these bad circumstances happen all at once, like you don't have anything at all. But the good thing is these times don't last, right? Sometimes you're very down, sometimes you go back up. um when at your lowest point, right, you can say, well, there's nowhere lower that I can go, there's nowhere to go but up. So even in our lowest point, there's always a positive spin. There's always a good side to it, right? Again, when we are at our lowest point, okay, that sucks, that's awful. But at least you know that the next day, the next moment, there's nowhere to go but up. That things will get better. So actually, maybe some of you might think, oh, I'm such an optimist, or I'm such an annoyingly, yeah, um, annoyingly biased person for what is good. But that's also how I survived, and that's how I eventually thrived. Because there was a time when I was very young, I actually wanted to commit suicide because I was like, I saw everything around me as bad, or there was nothing to look forward to. Fortunately, I did not commit suicide. As you can see, I'm still alive. But yeah, I learned that these were just perspectives, these were just points of view. That, yeah, definitely there are bad times. Definitely. We are not in denial. There are bad things happening. But we'll get through it, right? If you need help, ask for help. If there's still no help, maybe you don't see it, but continue just helping yourself. And eventually other people would help you. God would help you. Um Wonderful beings, spiritual or physical, will help you. And yeah, like, you will also find it in yourself to help yourself. There will always be a way out. There will always be a an opportunity, a door, a window of help, right? So, yeah, that's how we go from being at our lowest point to surviving, to, to existing, to eventually thriving, such that we're able to live, not just to exist, not just to get through every day, but eventually we would even be a source of goodness. We would even be a source of help for those around us. Yeah, so I hope you would be able to remember the times when you are at your lowest point, and also remember the times that you were blessed, you were fortunate with many things, right? At what point are you in right now? Maybe it's good to remember the past. Or if there's really nothing to remember, maybe you have heard other people going through the same thing, going through their lowest point and their highest points, right? Or if there's even no one around you, maybe there are stories that you've heard or that you can imagine, right? If it's possible, and then maybe it would also be true for you eventually, right? So again, each moment in our life is precious, right? Yeah, because we we have this moment, and the next moment, tomorrow, is different from this moment. So I hope we all get opportunities, yun, I hope that we see the opportunity in each moment. That this is special. This now moment is special. And because of that, even though there are bad things, there are also good things. I hope that we don't just survive, make it through each day like, thank God I survived another day. I'm like, I hope we're not just like that. I hope we can go beyond surviving to actually thriving and be a fountain, a source of blessing, of hope, of goodness for everyone else. And so have a lovely day. And hope this will live, and hope we will all live as wonderfully, as abundantly, as fully as every one of these. And okay, so take care and see you in the next video.